Wednesday, January 22nd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Let's start off with a look at this camera shot from Banner Elk. Fresh coating of mountain snow. In fact, some mountain spots have picked up 5 and 6 inches of snow. And look at the current observations. Just after 5 o'clock this morning in Banner Elk, temperature 1 degree below zero. Wind chill down in the teens below zero. Dew point's obviously sub-zero with that sub-zero temperature as well. It is a brutally cold morning in many mountain mountain spots. Now we'll take a look at highs from yesterday across the region. And overall, you had a day where you still had some 60s closer to the coast, but 40s around the Triad, 50s in Charlotte, and then the temperatures dropped pretty significantly from north to south as we got toward the evening yesterday. And these are the 5:15 a.m. temperatures across the region. Single-digit temperature there in Boone. Greensboro down to 20, Charlotte down to 22, 24 in Raleigh, and several more degrees to be shaved off those temperatures still this morning. Still some winds out there, so wind chills are an issue. The wind chill in Boone, 11 below zero, 5 below zero the wind chill in Asheville, and we've had a lot of single-digit for wind chills out across the Piedmont very early this morning as well. Look at these actual air temperatures in the mountains. 4 in Rainbow Springs, the Davidson Riverside at 9, 1 in Linville, 4 in Beech Mountain. I just checked. Sugar Mountain is at 1 degree below zero as well. Beech Mountain at 4 degrees. Really, really cold conditions, and the wind still whipping around as well. Still a little bit of snow flying in the mountains, but outside of the mountains, the snow is finished around here. But there's that round of snow that lifted up the eastern seaboard that now continues to gradually exit. The system behaved about as expected, had a quick little hit of some snow that put down a dusting to an inch or so in some spots across the region. Some icy issues, still a possibility on roads where the road did not get completely dried by those winds out there overnight. A lot of sunshine today, though, and really it's just a temperature forecast outside of the mountains over the next several days. Plenty of cold air. Highs today struggling to make freezing. Places like the Triad staying in the upper 20s for highs today. And, of course, even much colder in the mountains. And then, believe it or not, an air mass that's even a little bit colder is going to arrive for Thursday night and Friday. Check out what the Futurecast, the RPM model, is printing out for Friday morning. Single digits in the Triad. Actual air temperatures sub-zero in Asheville and Boone, and when you add the wind in, there's the wind chill values that the RPM model is printing out for Friday morning. That is brutal stuff, and again, it will be another big shot of cold air that arrives in time for Friday. All right, let's take a look at the more detailed modeling here. Here's the European upper air chart, valid today. Our previous disturbance departing, the next one diving in by Friday morning. There it goes, moving right overhead. And then another one set to arrive around Tuesday of next week. And on the European model, even another disturbance toward the end of next week, around Friday. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the surface, though. Just a lot of cold air as we get into Friday. In fact, again, that blast of cold air Friday may be even a little bit colder than what we are seeing today. But looks like that system will stay way too suppressed for any precipitation here across the Carolinas, outside of occasionally some shots of mountain snow. Over the weekend, there's Saturday, quick hit of mountain snow with the next disturbance diving in, but not much makes it east of the mountains. Now Tuesday, that's when the European remains pretty close to trying to pop this coastal low enough that it could throw some precip back. Thus far, not a lot of precipitation back off the coast in the Carolinas, but that one bears watching to see if anything funny tries to happen there. And then eventually late next week, the European does bring some precip in around Thursday. But again, dealing with the individual disturbances like that, I put zero stock in that specific solution that far out. By the way, the GFS, let's take a peek at that real quick. It too, around Wednesday of next week, tries to generate a little precip east of the mountains, but not much. It's tough in this type of pattern. Temperature-wise, though, going to be a lot of cold air around. Now, this is the day 8 to 10 mean. European model on the left, GFS in the center, Canadian model on the right. So this would be valid basically the end of next week. And look at that trough, still hanging tough in the eastern part of the country. Some west coast ridging, still a cold pattern persisting. This is what the European ensemble mean 850 millibar temperatures look like Tuesday. So this is all the way out to Tuesday of next week. Another big shot of cold air. That follows the current shot of cold air. Here's a GFS model, 850 temperatures, 16 degrees below zero, down to the I-85 corridor by Thursday night and Friday morning. Similar blast of cold air on the GFS for Monday night into Tuesday. And look at that, another blast of cold air about around the 1st of February on the GFS, and then all the way out to the end of the run. And another shot of cold air. So I think just that this pattern of cold in the eastern part of the country is going to try to stick around for quite some time. Really, the staying power of the cold is very, very impressive. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Everybody have a wonderful day. Stay warm, and God bless.